All right, let's talk about a creature you probably see every single day, but maybe don't really see. I'm talking about squirrels. Because believe it or not, there's a whole secret world unfolding in our backyards, and it is fascinating. So, you know the stereotype, right? They're just these bushy-tailed pests who are constantly raiding bird feeders and causing a bit of a ruckus. But what if that's not the whole story? What if there's a completely different way to see them that's kind of taken over? Yeah, you heard that right. The internet is absolutely buzzing with people sharing stories about why they've completely fallen for these little guys. It's this whole movement, seeing them not as a nuisance, but as this source of total joy and humor. So, what's going on here? What is it that's turning someone from a casual observer into a full-blown squirrel fan? Well, for a lot of people, it just comes down to their unbelievable charisma. When you actually start paying attention, you see it. People online are pointing to these key things. They realize that squirrels aren't all the same. They have these unique, individual personalities, and they're so determined, shockingly clever, and honestly, they've got a great sense of humor about all their backyard shenanigans. And this connection, it goes way beyond just laughing at their antics. It gets deep. I mean, take the story of a farm worker who stumbled upon 3 tiny orphan squirrels. They were just desperate, and he scooped them up, rushed them to a rehab center, and literally saved their lives. It's these moments of real empathy that are creating this powerful bond. And that bond, well, it leads to some truly incredible stories. I mean, the resilience of these animals is something straight out of a movie. There's this one story that went viral that just perfectly captures it. Okay, picture this. You're just sitting on your porch, and you see a squirrel, way, way up in a tree, lose its grip. And it just falls. We're not talking a little tumble, we're talking a 20 or 30-foot drop, straight down. The person who saw it happen said it hit the pavement with this horrible, final-sounding thud. You know that sound. You just know nothing could have survived that. And for a moment, the squirrel just lay there, completely still. So you're thinking, okay, that's it. You know, just a little moment of everyday tragedy playing out on the sidewalk. But then, something absolutely amazing happened. Out of nowhere, another squirrel scrambles down the tree, and it starts chittering like crazy, nudging its friend, almost desperately trying to get it to wake up. It was so clear this wasn't just some random animal. This was a display of real companionship. And then, the moment of triumph. The squirrel on the ground suddenly springs back up, shakes itself off like nothing even happened, and just scampers away with its buddy. The person watching said they actually teared up. It's just such a powerful reminder of the incredible drama that's happening all around us. So how does somebody go from yelling, "Get away from my bird feeder," to being a squirrel's biggest fan? Well, it's a classic conversion story, and it usually starts with a little frustration. It's really all about this shift in perspective. So at first, yeah, you see a pest that's tearing down your bird feeder. But then, if you really start to watch, you see an incredible performance. It's not just eating, it's dangling upside down like a bat. It's stuffing its face with an attitude that you just kind of have to admire. That daily annoyance, it becomes a source of total fascination. And this quote from somebody who made that shift, it just says it all. It wasn't just the crime itself, it was the audacity of it. The confidence. And that's the exact moment the annoyance turned into a real appreciation for the squirrel's bold personality. And once you start paying attention, you realize your backyard isn't just full of squirrels, it's full of characters. I mean, each one has their own weird little quirks. Oh, and the stories people share online are just hilarious. You've got Torty, who literally climbs up screen doors to demand peanuts. There's a fox squirrel who was convinced a person's hair was the perfect spot to bury a Brazil nut. And of course, the legendary campus squirrels, who are known for throwing nuts at students with the precision of a major league pitcher. These aren't just animals, they're local celebrities. But you know, this whole thing goes deeper than just funny stories. People are actually finding real, meaningful lessons in the way their backyard squirrels live their lives. You could almost call it a kind of squirrel philosophy. It's simple, but it's powerful. First, there's that incredible resilience. You know, the ability to fall 30 feet and just get right back up. Then there's preparation, always gathering, always planning for what's next. And finally, connection, just finding those small moments of joy right outside our windows. And this symbolism can get super personal. One person shared that for them, seeing a rare black squirrel has become a sign of a black swan event,
One of those huge, unexpected life changes, like a new job or new relationship. Pretty wild, right?
So look, this isn't just some random internet thing. It actually speaks to a much deeper human need, one that became especially clear in the last few years. The context here is really everything. During the pandemic, when so many of us felt so isolated, these little daily interactions with nature became an absolute lifeline. Feeding a squirrel on your windowsill wasn't just a quirky little project, it was an act of connection. It was something that helped people stay sane and find a little bit of joy when things felt really heavy. Which really just leaves us with one last question. These amazing stories of triumph and comedy and connection, they're not just happening out there somewhere. They're unfolding everywhere. So the next time you see a squirrel, maybe just watch a little closer. What character have you been overlooking? What story is hiding right outside your door?